Howdy, everybody. How's everyone doing today? I'm just moving some things around here so I can see all the stuff in my GoToWebinar panel. Can you guys hear me? Judging by the howdy day from Larry, I'm going to say that you can. So what we're going to do today is probably going to be repetitive for some of you. Some of you will probably do some good, and we'll take some Q&A at the end of the call. But I want to go through the three basic campaigns today. Okay? On the next Q&A webinar, we're going to cover the viral and the loyalty. And then once we're through campaigns, then we will start going through some of the advanced features, such as the reporting, the My Phone system, the web form, things of that nature. But today we're going to cover the three basic campaign styles, which are going to be your standard campaign, which you all know is far from standard here in our system, the contests, and the polling. Does that sound good? Sounds good to me. And then we'll take some Q&A on it. So let's just tear right into it, and let's take a look at these three main campaigns. I'm in my admin login here, and we're going to just do all the work in the admin login. That way I don't have to screw around with packages and things of that nature, because the admin will have access to everything. And I'm just going to click on campaigns. When I do that, all campaigns outside of viral and loyalty will show up right down here. And as we start adding campaigns today, you'll see this list grow. From here, you can always edit a campaign, delete a campaign. Now, I can't delete this one because we have to have one default campaign set up per client, and this is mine. All of the subsequent campaigns that are in this list are going to have a delete button right here as well. And of course, we can generate a QR code for that campaign. This will pre-populate the person's phone number when scanned with the text message and the phone number, and all they have to do is hit send. To edit any campaign, we can click on this little edit icon, and we'll come back around to that. But let's start by just adding a campaign. The tracking number is going to be pre-filled in, as we talked about in the last couple of webinars. If you're using the SPS system, this should be paired up with the client in the SPS system, and that's done in the Settings tab. Let me show it to you right here. Here's the client tracking ID right here. So anything you put here is going to be pre-populated on all campaigns for that client, and anything that you put here is going to be pre-populated in the web URL slot for all of that client's campaigns. We can give our campaign a title. We're just going to call this one VIP. And we're going to choose regular campaign, okay? And we'll start taking a look at the boxes. Now, in this case, the keyword that we would text in to have everybody join our VIP campaign is also going to be VIP. Now, this could be anything we wanted, obviously. You cannot use start, stop, quit, end, or help. Those are the 5 words that you cannot use here. Start, stop, quit, end, or help. Those are industry standard words. They're handled at the Twilio level outside of our software. So putting them in as a keyword is just going to confuse your system. The client name, pretty self-explanatory. We're just going to call this one Bob's 4x4. I'm feeling a little redneck today, so we're going to go with Bob's 4x4. Coming down here, the web URL feature. This is going to be what this does, and we'll have to cover this in an advanced video so we can demonstrate some things. But what this does is it allows your Wrecking Ball SMS system to post to an external script. And it's going to pass 3 pieces of data. It's going to pass the number that the text came in on, it's going to pass the caller ID number, and it's going to pass the body of the incoming message to any third-party script that you want. That allows you to build third-party scripts to do things like turn on some lights or sound, an alarm or keep track. Just, if you wanted to do some type of external tracking on a certain keyword, a simple script could be written to handle that. And we do have some, we'll cover that on the next webinar. I don't want to confuse the situation. There's two methods here, get and post. If you don't understand the difference between them, don't ask, because then you probably shouldn't be using this box anyway. For an SPS system, either one will work. My understanding, and I'm not a coder, is that they basically perform the same function. However, one of them hides all the data in the URL string. It's still there, but it's hidden. And one of them displays it all. So it doesn't matter if you're using SPS which this is set to. And if you're using a third-party script, get the setting for this from your programmer. Next in the box is add offer expiration. Okay, when we check this box, we open up a certain number of days. Okay, offer days. So what we're going to do here for the VIP campaign for Bob's 4x4 is they're going to text in VIP. They're going to immediately get a coupon with an expiration date built into it. Okay? Then we're going to set up an if member. So if they're already on the list, they're going to get that message instead. And then we're going to add an autoresponder. Okay? So what the add offer expiration days does is if I put a 7 in here, what is today? Today is the 19th. So I'm going to put a 6 in here. I don't know why, the difference between a 6 or a 7, but I chose 6. And we'll come back to that in just a second. And then we're going to pick a phone number. Now, here's going to be a drop-down list of all of the phone numbers associated with this client. Remember, I'm logged in as an admin, so these are the numbers associated with the admin account. And just choose one. We have a couple of more checkboxes here, including a double opt-in and a call subscription. Okay? The call subscription is for using the call to subscribe feature that's set in the settings, and we're going to cover that in another webinar. The double opt-in message, think of this just like your email client, your Aweber, right? What this is going to do is force them to confirm that they want to be on this list if it's checked. And the way this is done is by getting them to send a keyword, the second time. So this message is going to read something like this. Obviously, you would pretty this up, but you get the idea. Let me expand this box a little bit so you guys can see. So this is going to read something like this. Before we can begin sending you information, please confirm you would like to be on this list. Text VIP one more time. Okay? Now, when somebody texts in VIP the first time, they're going to show up. They're going to be on your list in the My List reporting, but they're going to show up as blocked. When they text it in the second time, it will make them available. So you are, in effect, capturing their phone number on the very first incoming text, but you're not making them available to send to until they text VIP in one more time. If we don't want to use the double opt-in, we just turn it off. The campaign SMS is going to be the first message they receive. If double opt-in is turned off, that will be the message they receive after texting in VIP. If double opt-in is turned on, that will be the message they receive after texting in VIP one more time.
Dave, I don't think you can use apostrophes or quotes inside your campaign.
No, you can't. My bad.
Same thing with the client name, too, I think.
Yeah, you want to keep from using special punctuation in your outgoing texts. Number one, it burns a character, and everybody's used to a text message being abbreviated anyway. And number two, it can occasionally cause problems with the code. So get in the habit of not doing that. I still can't talk and type at the same time either. All right, so this outgoing message is going to read something like this. Here's your deal. Expires %date %. Now what this is going to do is take today's date, or I shouldn't say today, whatever day they subscribe by texting VIP, and output a date 6 days, in this case, later than that date. So today is the 19th. This is going to go out. When it shows up on the phone, it's going to look like this. Okay? It's going to be the abbreviation for the month and the day of the month, if you're using the expiration. If this is not checked and you put in the %date %, like I had in here, like this, that is how it's going to look. So make sure if you're going to use the expiring dates that you complete the campaign and fill this in. There's another little box here called split testing. What this allows us to do is rotate back and forth between two messages. This would allow us to split test an outgoing message on a basic campaign. And this would have text very, very similar to the other message. Obviously, you may want to change the deal or change the, the percentage of the deal or to a completely different deal. But that's what the split testing box does. It allows us to rotate one, then the other, then one, then the other, and back and forth like so. The if member statement would be something like that. We already have you subscribed. Basically what this is going to, if they're already on the VIP list for this phone number and they text in VIP again, then they're going to get this if member statement. Okay? We can also add an autoresponder. Let's say we want them to text in, today's Tuesday, so they text in VIP on a Tuesday. They're going to get this message because we have double opt-in checked. Then they're going to get one of these two messages because we have split testing checked. We'll uncheck it, so they're going to get this one. Let's say we want to send them a message in 2 days. That's what the autoresponder's for. So let's put in a 2, and we're going to choose the time that we want it to go out. We'll say just 6:30 p.m. and put in a message. Okay? Now we can add expiring coupons to this as well. It's controlled by this separate field right down here at the bottom, and we can use the same variable here, just like that. Okay? And let's just add the campaign real quick. Now you can see the campaign showing up right here, and I'm just going to come back in and edit it, and let's say we want to send them another message in 10 days after this one. We'd click Add More. See, now that's interesting. Eric, can you make a note of that, please? When editing, this should be appearing below this one, because now what I'm going to have to do is actually move this message up. So if I had done those initially together before I updated it, it wouldn't have been an issue, but because I'm adding one later, they are going to be out of order. That's the first time I've noticed that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this up to represent what we already talked about. Okay? And let's get rid of that. So now this was our original message that would go out 2 days after they subscribed at 6:30 p.m. Then we're going to send another one out, and it's got an expiring date in here as well. Okay? Then we're going to send another one out 10 days after this one without an expiring date. So we leave this blank, and we could click Update, and now that would be all updated, and we can see right here that is in fact the case. Before I move on to contests, is there any questions about a standard campaign? Let's see. Is there a link to the number 2 Q&A webinar with timestamps? I believe so, Eric. And if it's not up, I'm sure it will be up shortly. Let me go through some of these. What happens if a member unsubscribes and then resubscribes? Will they get a new coupon for the member message? The unsubscribe is handled at Twilio through the stop command. Okay? When somebody types stop in, Twilio blocks them at the Twilio level. They will also appear as blocked in your system. If they should text start to or yes, that will resubscribe them at the Twilio level, at which point they'll be resubscribed in your SMS message. They will not get the new coupon. All of the blocking is handled in my list, so they won't be sending the message back in on a yes resubscribe. Where do you get the split test results? That's a great question. Well, you would want to be tracking this externally. I mean, we don't have analytics built into it, Rick, so it's probably safe to assume that most people that are going to use split testing are going to have some type of link in here, and you could track the clicks on that link through Bitly. If you're splitting an offer between 2 restaurants, you know, then it's going to be a manual process. But that's kind of what it's designed to do. It's just a basic way to split test 2 outgoing messages on a campaign. Can you change the time on the autoresponder in the software so the default is 12 p.m.? My worst fear is sending someone a text at 12 a.m. by accident. Yeah, we can look at that, Jim. Eric, if you could make a note of that, please. Our Q&A webinars in the Wrecking Ball SMS members area. Eric, are we moving them into the members area too, or are we just putting them in the forum? I haven't been over there in a couple of days.
They're just in the forum.
Just in the forum.
When we have them. There's one we're missing.
We're missing number 2? Did we lose you?
Yeah.
Okay. I think number 2 is the Des one, the one Des recorded for us. I think.
Okay, well, then we're missing another one, but I'm going to get to that after this webinar.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. And I might be wrong about that. Des might, you know what? Des recorded the number 3. The number 2 was the last YouTube link I sent over, I think. But yeah, anyway, we're getting them up, Jim. Let's see. Is the autoresponder message sent by email or by text? It's set by text, Frank. And what happens is when somebody texts in, if somebody texts in VIP today, as a matter of fact, let me just throw one in here real quick so I can show you what this does. Give me 1 second here, folks. Give me just 1 second here. We'll make sure. I may have actually not even hooked the phone number up. Yeah, I did. So it's all good. So I just texted in VIP. You can see I got my response. Here's your deal. Expires June 25, just like we were talking about. Let's come over here to the scheduler. Okay, so today, right, this is today, I texted in, I have the autoresponder set for 2 days and 10 days. So here's the one scheduled 2 days from now, and here's the one scheduled 10 days out. Okay? So that's how the campaigns work with the autoresponder, is they actually post to the scheduler, and then that message goes out via text message only. It does not go out via email. Let's see. Is there a good way to set up autoresponder to send our biz info to customers? Yeah, Jim, you could just generate a vCard and upload it to your server and put a link right in the message that says, please, you know, or here's all of our contact information. Juan says, can international clients participate on a U.S. campaign? They can if they're in the UK right now, Juan. That's a Twilio limit. That's not us. We're looking at ways to expand right now. So we're looking at a couple of other carriers that may help us get this global faster than Twilio is moving. It would be nice if autoresponder had a day, week, hour, minute indicator. Would like to use it with movie advertisers where the moviegoers are texted a message at the beginning of the movie and got an autoresponder 2 hours later at the end of the movie. I like that. We're actually looking at adding another field in here where you could just put in the amount of minutes you want the autoresponder to go out at. That was written into a portion of the mobile controls, and we think we can move it into here fairly easily. So we are looking at that, David, and that may be very feasible real soon. Let's see. Daniel, I did not get those emails, and you might be lost in Skype. Shoot the question over via Skype again, because that is my good Skype address. Let's see. Could you use different default colors in the calendars for the notifier and any other programs that post there? Default colors. Well, the calendar colors, as far as this calendar, no, they're not editable. The rest of the colors, you know, are obviously editable in the layout. Let's see. And Jim Bryant says you can use deliver.com. I'll hit a thanks to everybody so you guys can see this for vCard information. So take a look in the question box. That's a great tip. Thanks, Jim. All right, moving on. Let's move on to contests here. I'm going to add a new campaign. And will you be adding a UK time zone in the calendar? I thought, no, it's not in there. Yes, we can add a UK time zone into the calendar as well. Sorry about that. I thought it was in there. For now, you can just do the math and it still gets you done. But yeah, we can get it in there. It's not a problem. Let's see, we're going to take a look at contests next. We'll give this one another. Let's call this. We'll call this pizza, the old standby pizza, and let's just add a contest. Okay. There's a lot of information going on in the contests here. Keyword, pretty obvious. We're going to make it pizza. Client name, we'll call it Domino's Store 1. Winning number. The idea of a contest is to have everybody text in, and 1 in 10, 1 in 100, 1 in 5,000 is going to win something. Okay? That's the winning number. If I put in a 10, 1 in 10 people that text the keyword pizza to our phone number is going to win. Okay? We're going to pick a phone number just like we do in every other campaign. We have a call to subscribe box. Like I said, we'll talk about that in the advanced when we get into the advanced features. Refresh days. The contest has auto refresh days built into it, and this is a tip from our good buddy Ken Anderson is the reason this was put in here. Ken had a lot of students have a lot of success with oil change shops, and by adding an auto reset and an auto responder into the contest, what they did was they put signage while you're waiting in line in your car outside the Jiffy Lube. They put signage on the wall that said, text oil change to this number to win your oil change for free. Well, when they do that, obviously they set up an autoresponder message 90 days from now saying, hey, you're due for an oil change, and here's a 25% off coupon good for 7 days only. So by putting the auto contest refresh in here, what we do is we can set this for 60 days, and that way when they come in every 90 days and text oil change in, they don't get the if member message because it resets the contest. So that's what this box does. For the Domino's store, we'll leave it blank, but that's what this box does. This will reset the contest at intervals based on how many days you put in here. So if I put a 30 in here, that's going to reset the contest every month. Okay? Here's a gift message. In this case, we're talking about pizza, so we're going to go U1, free pizza. Show this to the driver. Okay? The contests are capable of sending a notification to the office, letting them know the cell phone numbers of the winners. So this is going to be your office phone number. So this is the phone number that's going to get the call or text message. This is going to be the email address that's going to get an email notification of the winner. Okay? We can select SMS to send them a text, or we can select call to send them a robo-voice, a text message read by a robo-voice. Okay? Eric, we need to adjust this tooltip. If you could make a note of that as well, because that does not have the variables in it, and it should. So you can use two variables here, or I'm sorry, just one variable on this message, and it would be like this. Percent sender percent. Okay? So this is going to send the office a text that says you have a winner with the phone number, and then display the caller ID phone number with that variable. And I have to check my notes, guys, to make sure that that's correct here. I believe that it is. It may be phone number. I'll check my notes, and if it is in fact wrong when I edit the video down, I'll change it out. But I'm 95% certain in this box it's sender. So I'll take a look at that. Sender has been changed to phone number in the lead notification contest, Jim. Okay? That's the deal. Here it's still sender, and this is why that happened, if I'm not mistaken. Well, I may have them backwards, but I don't think that I do. Like I said, I'm 95% certain, because when we started using sender here, if the contest shares a phone number with a lead notification, it became a problem. So sender is still used here. Phone number is used in the lead notification. In any case, this is the message that's going out, and it is also the message, the body of the message that goes out via email. Okay? This is the loser message. This is, sorry you didn't win. Show this to get 10% off your pizza anyway. Okay? The if member message, fairly self-explanatory. If somebody's already texted in pizza, they're already on your list, and it's within 30 days, because we have a 30 days in here, they're going to get this that says, sorry, only one entry per cell number. Okay? Now, if it's after 30 days and they text pizza, then they're just going to participate in the contest again. That's what the auto refresh days does. And the autoresponder behaves the exact same as the autoresponder in the other campaigns. If this was an oil change, we'd set this at 90 and set it for what time we want it to go out at. Let's say 6 p.m. and here's an oil change coupon. And let's put in expires. And then let's say it expires in 7 days. And add the campaign. And that's how the contests work. What did I do? Oh, I didn't put
an apostrophe in as a message.
No, I clicked, instead of clicking add campaign here, I clicked add campaign here and closed it and lost everything I just did. That's what I did. You guys get the idea. Any questions about contests? I'm not going to redo all that. Any questions about that? Let's see here. When the system does a refresh, do the numbers get deleted or are they just flagged somehow? No, Larry, they don't get deleted at all. They're just changed from a 1 to a 0 in the database, or however they do that, but they don't get deleted. Let's see. Most of the tooltips cover the number of characters remaining. Can you shift the tooltip down by 20 pixels? I can find out. We may be able to move them from the right to underneath or something like that very easily. Jim, I'll ask. Let's see. Is there a way to add character counts for autoresponders just like the other boxes? I will find that out as well. And Larry says, oh yeah, I've done that. Let's see. Could you add, what's this one say? Could you add a code to strip the special characters to avoid problems? We've looked at it a couple times, Rick. It's more involved than you would think. It's obviously something I want to get to, and I'm not going to say no. It's a possibility that we're constantly investigating, but it's a lot more work than you think it is. So let's see. Anytime I add an autoresponder message, it does not get added to the scheduler for some reason. Lee, put that one in support, and let's get your system updated. Make sure you're on the most recent update, and then if that is a legit bug, we'll have to tear into it. Larry says, is there a PDF somewhere with all the codes? Yes, there is, Larry. I don't think has the viral or the loyalty in it yet. But there is a PDF in the members area and in the forum that does list those, with the exception of the members or the loyalty and viral. Let's see. Yeah, there's a couple of questions for that. I'll put up a list of variables with screenshots. I'll try and get that over the next couple of days and get it posted someplace. Can you add a couple of spaces at the bottom of the calendar for smaller screen size? Can't click save at the bottom. I don't know. I guess I don't understand the question. You mean, so if you have a smaller screen and you're editing an event? saves at the top in every case. I don't understand. Let's see. How do you get tracking IDs to appear automatically? That's covered in settings. Right here, you would enter the tracking ID for the client. If I go into any one of my client logins and go into settings, I can enter that tracking ID. Anytime a new campaign is set up, it's passed into the tracking ID field. Okay? Does that make sense, David? Perfect. All right, let me log out, log back into my admin here. And which campaign types cannot share a number? Loyalty and viral have to run their own phone number. Now, you can share a number with another campaign, but see how this doesn't have a phone number in here right now? If I come in here and edit this and assign it this phone number, all other campaigns on this phone number are going to stop working while this number is assigned. If I come in here and go back to no phone number, those campaigns will start working again. So that's how you can pause the loyalty campaign if you are using it on, multiple campaigns. Do you just make up a tracking ID? No, Larry, and we covered this fairly extensively a couple of webinars ago. If you're using SPS, then you pair that tracking ID up with your client in SPS. And I know you are using that, Larry. So if you're not using SPS, yes, you can use that tracking ID field for anything that you like. Let's see. Can you run multiple loyalty campaigns on the same number? No, you cannot. Both the loyalty and the viral really kind of hog the number, Jim, completely. So they have to be run on a separate phone number, or they have to be the only thing running on a phone number at any given time, is I guess what I should say. We're going to take a look at the last type of campaign, which is a poll. This is a single-stage poll right now. I expect it to be probably over the weekend at this point, multi-stage polling to be used as surveys and or trivia. We're working on that now. The current polling feature is a single-staged poll. Now, before you can set up the poll campaign, you actually have to set up the poll, okay? You can see here's one set up right here, which is choose your favorite color. Option 1, option 2. Let's just add one. Why can't I add that without, let me just click update and get out of that. So let's add a poll here. Let's call it player of the game. So here we're going to have jersey numbers and people's names. We're going to add an option. So let's say we have 3 options in our player of the game poll here, okay? That's how that works. So this is actually the keyword in this first field, okay? This is informational, and I'll show you what I mean by that in just a second. But this doesn't have to be numbers. This could be, red, white, blue. But these are the keywords in this first box, and this is informational. So you know what? Let's just let's do this for demonstration purposes. I'm going to go favorite flag color. Okay, and I'm just going to say red, and we'll say stripe. stripe 1. We'll go blue, and we'll call this field, and we'll go white, and we'll call this stars. All right, and that'll make more sense to you in just a second. So we've got our poll laid out. What's your favorite flag color? It has 3 options, which are blue, red, and white, and then we have some information attached to them. From there, you're going to come over to campaigns, add a campaign, and select poll. Again, tracking ID, I think we've covered that pretty extensively. We're going to call this favorite flag color. All right. We've already got poll selected. Web URL, we're going to just leave that alone. If it was blank, we've talked about it. Leave it alone if you don't understand it. If you're using SPS, it should be pre-populated. We can use call to subscribe with the poll. I don't recommend you do that as of right now. That's something we're working on for the future. I'm not sure who that's from. Somebody just sent me a text. Sorry about that, guys. Next box, we're going to select the poll. You can see we have 2 polls set up, so we can select either one of them. As of right now, you can only have 1 poll running on any given phone number at any time. So this is the message they're going to go out, that's going to go out after they've voted or participated in the poll. And this is going to be 1 vote per cell number. Okay, and I'm going to add this campaign real quick. Why don't you guys all text in to 763-280-7711. Let me put that in the chat. Oh, there's a whole bunch of messages from you, Ed, in the chat. Sorry, I didn't have that open. 763-280-7711. And text in red, white, or blue real quick. So that's the number, 763-280-7711. And I'm going to text in as well. All right, so we got a bunch of responses here. If one of you guys if you want to, you could try and text in another vote. You should get the if member message saying we've already recorded your vote. And let me hit refresh here real quick. All right, so now we've got 9 responses here. If we come over to the My Lists, we can see that people have been texting in their favorite flag color, right? Come back over here to polls. And the way you access this, we've got a little note here, click on poll title to view results. If you hover over this, it doesn't look like a link, okay, but it is. And if I click that, here you can see our poll results, okay? So the poll results are sorted by the information, okay? The reason this was done is so if you're doing a player of the game vote, the announcer who's going to announce the winner may want to know the player's name, not their jersey number, right? So if you had jersey numbers and names associated in here, then their name would show up even though you're voting for jersey numbers. No response after voting 3 times. Everybody else is getting them, Rex. Maybe you're just having slow cell phone coverage, or is there any chance that you've texted in stop to a Twilio campaign? You could be blocked at the Twilio level. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I suppose it's possible I have you blocked in here, but I don't see how that's possible. Rex, what's your number? Just put it in the question box. Red twice, blue once, says the man. I got a blue, red. Rex, just out of curiosity, text the word yes to that phone number. Let me know what you get. All right. We'll see what that says here. Again, so we click on the poll title. We can see the results of the poll. We can reset a poll by clicking that guy right there. Now everybody's votes have been erased, and you can see we have 0 responses. So that's the polling feature. Let's see. Any questions about the polling feature? Let's see. This is the first chance I've had to sit through the afternoon webinars. Are they recorded? Yes, they are, Lou. We have 2 of the 3 that we've done so far posted so far. We're working on the other ones. Should have them up hopefully today or tomorrow. This one will take a couple of days to get processed, and then we'll get this one up. Any questions about polling? So the poll must be combined with another message to let them know how to vote. Yeah, David, I mean, your point of purchase or your displays or your announcement should reflect, should tell them how to vote. Yeah, I mean, you could, because you can have a poll running on the same phone number as another campaign, so you could come in, do a regular campaign, set up the autoresponders, do all those things, and on your outgoing message, you could certainly put a please participate in our poll, text 1 for your, text 1 for this, 2 for this, 3 for this, but you're probably going to run out of real estate pretty quick. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So yeah, your point of purchase display really, or your announcement should be instructing them what to do. In the case of player of the game, you're probably going to have the announcer, have everybody text in a jersey number, that type of thing. So with the survey / trivia coming in, you'll have a little more control over that because you'll be able to stage the messages or stage the questions that go out. So that'll be a little easier to pull off, I think. When you reset a poll, can folks re-enter the poll campaign again? Yes. Yes. Let's see. Yes, was thinking to use it with send SMS feature. Any other questions about the 3 basic campaigns? Campaigns, contests, and polling. Now's the time, so if you have questions, get them in. On Thursday, we're going to be running a little bit later. It's going to be kind of an advanced session, I guess. Last Friday, we did some testing, and we sent 25,000 text messages across 5 client accounts with several computers chewing on it all simultaneously. And we did it in just a little over 2.5 hours on long codes. And there was some tricks to it, and we're going to show you guys exactly how we did that on Thursday, because I figure a lot of you probably want to know that information. Next Tuesday, then, we're going to get into the loyalty and the viral campaigns, as well as some of the other advanced features. Let's see. Is there a list of the special characters that you cannot use in an SMS text? This would be a workaround. Yeah. Jim, I'm going to get that. I'm going to compile that list along with the list of variables that can be used across the system and publish it as a PDF, and we'll get it into the members area. Rick says long code or short code. Yep, we did it on the long code. After the system refreshes the contest, does the scheduler schedule another oil change reminder also when someone texts in? Yeah, it probably will, Jack. Yeah, with the automatic refresh in contest you're talking about, yes, absolutely. So every time they text in, as long as that autoresponder is set, it will post to the scheduler when it's supposed to. I thought you meant something else. Sorry about that. And any news about the invoicing and salesman modules for the SPS system? Thanks, Frank. Ed, where are we at on that stuff? I think we're still about 10 days out, guys. But Ed may be able to answer that better.
Yeah, very shortly. Very shortly. We're just waiting on Azar to make a few changes on his end, and we'll be good to go.
Perfect. So, yep, it's in progress, guys, and obviously we're moving on it as quick as we possibly can. But we don't want to put it out there if it's just a bunch of junk, you know, so it takes time to get all this stuff tested and all those kinds of things. Anything else? Any other questions about the polling, the contests, or the campaigns? Otherwise, we're going to wrap this one up for the day, and we will get the recording processed as quickly as possible, and we'll go from there. Let's see. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Dave. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Don't forget to thank Ed and Eric. They're very integral members of this team, and none of this would happen without any of us. So, and Rex says, thanks, guys. Wonderful. I want you to all have a fantastic day and a very profitable tomorrow. We'll get this processed as quickly as we can, and we'll talk to you all very, very soon. Have a great day, everybody.